Hey guys, welcome back to the Bootcamp podcast. I'm excited about the Bootcamp today because we have with us Deborah Zanforlin. She is an entrepreneur from Brazil, and she's a great example of how much can change in 1 year. A year ago, Deborah came to our bootcamp with a passion to be an entrepreneur, and she was a medical researcher in Brazil, but she didn't know what she wanted to do. As an entrepreneur, she went to find a team, find an idea, and now she's co-founder and CEO of a company called ConquerXs. It's an early cancer detection company, and she's in Boston now for the MassChallenge accelerator. And in fact, the teammates that she found at the bootcamp are now her co-founders, so they're all here together in Boston. And Deborah will be here with us to share some insights. Deborah, welcome.
Hi everyone, and hi Ardine. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm very glad to be here.
Well, it's really meaningful for us to have people like you because we are, so to speak, in business for people like you, helping you grow, achieve your dreams. Let me start by asking, what is ConquerX?
ConquerX is one startup that is born in MIT Bootcamp. Our aim is detect 18 different type of cancer by blood detection. So our mission is start to early detection of severe type of cancer and then start a treatment and save more lives.
All right. Our students are very curious, but many of them may not know a lot about cancer, may not know much about the medical field. If you don't mind, through you, we'll learn a little more about cancer. Tell us, it might be a simple question, but what is cancer?
Cancer is one genetic disease that occur in the body. The cells start to stop control of replying themselves, and then start to grow a tissue, and the body could not control anymore this tissue, and then start to be a problem to the body. What we do is it's very hard to detect cancer early because now we use mostly imaging techniques. So the tumor must have a minimum size to appear on these techniques. For example, mammograms for breast cancer. The tumor must have at least 5 millimeters to appear on the image. So sometimes people detect cancer very late, and then this is too bad to start the treatment and the cure.
And so that's why detecting cancer early is important. If you detect it as early as possible, your chance of being able to treat it, uh, I imagine, higher. Is that right?
Yeah, we can up to 70% of chance of cure if we detect early, because then we can make a surgery, a small surgery, or start chemo very easily. So if we can detect when the tumor is just very small, the chance of the patient is very, very high.
Give us a sense of the kind of cancers that you provide early detection for.
Right now, we could detect up to 18 different types. For example, breast cancer, lung cancer, pancreatic cancer that is very difficult to detect. For example, right now, we just detect pancreatic cancer in stage 3 or stage 4, and normally it's very deadly cancers. And we can detect prostata, breast, brain, gastric cancer, and lung cancer that's very high, difficult to.
And how do you do that?
Exactly. Our this device is able to detect a panel of microRNAs. MicroRNA are small molecules that control the cell activities. So when the cells start to get in the tumor situation, the cells start to release microRNAs in the blood of the patient. And in research labs, we can detect this microRNA very easily, but with very expensive techniques and very time-consuming techniques. What our company did was create a device that makes this very simple. We just draw the blood of the patient, put in our device, and this device can detect this microRNA panel that are related to different types of cancers.
What is special about what you do? I imagine you're not the only company or even research in the field of early cancer detection. It's probably one of the biggest areas for research in the medical field. So I want to know what unique um, advantage you provide.
Yeah, sure. I think that every scientist in the world wants to beat cancer. It's like our dream to be a scientist. What we did different. First, we have a very inexpensive technology. So we want to have this to be affordable for everyone, not just not just only in US, but in other countries too. Second, we can detect this in 15 minutes. We just draw the blood of the patient. We don't need any additional treatment or of this blood or preparation of the blood. The other techniques in the market or that are planning to do that have so much time. People need to draw the blood and then make some special treatment with the blood to achieve that. And with us, we just draw the blood, put on the machine, and wait. It's like the same technology of people using with the glucometer, these tips that people have diabetes use so much. We just draw the blood, put the blood on the tip, and then wait for the result. So it will be more fast and expensive.
And is your push toward making this detection system affordable partly a result of you being from Brazil, where issues of access continue to exist, unfortunately, as in many countries?
Definitely. In Brazil, even the simple cancers from, for example, breast cancer is very, very hard to detect. So I experience women that arrive in the hospital with whole breast taken by breast cancer. And I saw some doctors without knowing what to do with the situation. And sometimes it's very hard to technology, even simple technology, arrive in other cities from Brazil. In Vietnam, too, the other co-founder that we have is from Vietnam. So our team is focused to bring this in a way that could be affordable and easily to other countries.
So you were a medical researcher in Brazil, already developing this technology. How did you even find out about the bootcamp, and what made you interested in applying? And I'll actually, I'll share, I'll make Deborah blush, but she actually won one of our scholarships. So we met her and we were so impressed with the story that we said we had to absolutely have her at the boot camp, and we found a scholarship for her. So she's our scholarship recipient. Sorry, I didn't want to kind of make you blush, but continue the story, please.
It was amazing. I was doing the research. I'm science by nature. I really love to be in the lab. But it was a point that I saw that what I was doing in the lab in Brazil was not really helping people. And I really want to help people. And I started thinking about entrepreneurship. And come on, some scientists didn't know anything about entrepreneurship, and I was looking for course and things for teach me how to move from scientist to entrepreneurship, and I found the courses from MIT, and then I saw the bootcamp too, and I decided to apply. At that time, I didn't have, I couldn't imagine that I could enter even though the scholarship, but it was totally life change. At the time, I was in the middle of my PhD and have started to have conflict with that. And I decided I needed to continue doing what I'm feeling that is important, that is helping people with this technology. And this caused me needed to drop out the university. And then it was the same time that bootcamp entered in my life. So I got the whole experience to understand entrepreneurship, and I got a whole experience to knowing the team, construct a team, all from the bootcamp. It was the most important experience in my life.
So if one of our students came to you and said, "Hey, Deborah, what is the bootcamp?" How would you describe it?
Oh my God. For me, it was definitely life-changing. I think the bootcamp, it's amazing. You don't know, when you arrive, you don't know what to expect. It was a lot of countries, a lot of people, a lot of language and culture, and a lot of information. You stay amazed with a lot of networking and information. And for me, it was I could not be the person that I was before, after the bootcamp. I totally different person after the bootcamp. We learn a lot. We cannot stop to learning. And 1 week, I didn't know that I could learn so much in 1 week and work so much.
Well, it's flattering for us on the bootcamp team to have someone like you say, "Hey, I'm a totally different person." Like, really, I mean, it's that's why we come to work. Tell us an example of like one thing in which you are a different person now.
Oh my God. When I was in the situation of drop my PhD, I could not continue, I was thinking that it was the only way to do help people within the science world. And the bootcamp teach me that is a lot of ways to accomplish what you dream, and especially in the entrepreneurship world. So for me, I could not see the word like you just have this only option to do it. You have a million of options, and if you fail with one, you have another million to try again and achieve what you're thinking. So I think right now I'm definitely one person that never give up of anything because of the bootcamp.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And one of the things we love about your team is that you guys met at the boot camp. Your co-founders, now you didn't know them before the boot camp. So how did it happen? It's so hard to get a team together, and it's magical to see you guys having done that. How did it happen?
At the team formation of bootcamp, I was very concerned. First, some bootcampers already knew that I was the scholarship winner, and was like, "Okay, you work with cancer, but I don't know, you could not made your team in the bootcamp." And I was maybe, I don't know. And then we continue. We joined. We did the team, and then we working, and I saw that my passion about fighting cancer, I saw in the eyes of the other bootcamps that were in my team, and then we saw that even we from totally different countries, totally different cultures, we actually can work together and we can achieve something together. And so I think even with the hardest part of the bootcamp, so we 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. without sleeping, and we still get the other moods of the other people. And I was actually very sick, and we continued working together. So on the end, we saw that if we came through, we made through this 1 week together, and with exhausted week and a lot of things to accomplish. And we have so many passion. Why we couldn't finish that? Why we will stop to working together? So we decided we needed to continue even with the distance.
Well, what tips would you have for other entrepreneurs out there who have collaborators around the world? Your team, you've got you in Brazil, Tony is in Houston, Jacob is in Slovenia, and Jorge is in Spain and Dubai. And crazy. Right? How do you possibly ever have a meeting? So what made it work for you guys?
First, I think that if you want something, you need to make time for that, no matter what time zone. You need to think that if you wanted to accomplish something with your company, you need to, sleep less. Not have a Sunday. Our meetings is all in Sundays because it's the only time that we all have in home or in a place that we can do meetings. So my advice is no matter what distance, no matter where you are, you need to find a time. Even some people are part jobs or have jobs and needed to pay your bills before you be an entrepreneurship. You will find a lunchtime. You will find time that will be on the train, the bus, and the car, something that you need to talk or use WhatsApp, Skype, Slack, every other possibilities that make you in contact. And always, unfortunately, sometimes you need to wake up at 3 a.m. with some WhatsApp about the company. It will happen, but you need to remember what you make you wake up every day.
Well, this is candid, but this is also very encouraging. You are now in MassChallenge, which is an accelerator here in Boston. You're one of several now bootcamp teams that have gone through MassChallenge. Can you share with our students what MassChallenge is?
MassChallenge is one of the most friendly accelerator in the world. They call themselves like that. And really, they are very friendly. They are offering us a lot of networking, a lot of tools for grow our company in 4 months. And in the end, they also is a competition for $100,000 in the end. So.
Hey, it always starts small, and then, sometimes it gets bigger. And what are your challenges now? What are you working on? What matters to you most? You're trying to make the most of your experience in MassChallenge. So what's top of mind?
Eventually, even being international company, eventually we need to be in the same place, especially because we're from healthcare. So we will need a lab, we will need to do the trial. So one of the first easily is to be settled down in Boston. Or our company is US as American company, so set up in Boston. Describe a little bit strategy for our companies. So how the go-to-market is strategy, how we're going to get paid with our product is one thing think that we are trying to have all the possibilities in MassChallenge, fundraising in Boston. So this is one of our goals, and MassChallenge provides us a lot of mentors and a lot of people to help us to achieve it.
Your confidence is really intoxicating. As if you look, if one looks at you guys through a skeptical lens, which one could, you could say, well, wait a second, they have teammates all over the world. They're working on something that is very challenging. It will take you some money to be able to develop your technology. Um, you're never really sure if the science is going to prove itself out, right?
Exactly.
There are uncertainties, and yet these people believe in some strange way that yes, they can do it. They can move their company to Boston, relocate here. What gives you this faith? What gives you this confidence?
Yeah, we need belief, because if we don't believe, I have a one code: if you don't believe in yourself, nobody will believe in you. So the first thing you need to do, you need to believe that you can do it, something. So it was we doing. We already heard a lot of people saying that, including investors. You are from all different countries. I will not put money in you, or things like that. And then we got in MassChallenge, even though we are from 4 different countries. We had a spot in Lab Central here in Canada, even though we're from 4 different countries. So what makes me believe in this company, this is the dream of my life. This is what I really, really want to do. I passed for a lot of problems, personal problems, financial problems. I'm coming from Brazil. Excluding the exchange here for dollars is amazing for me. Oh my God. But if you don't believe, if you don't put your passion on that, don't even start.
Well, I don't see any way continuing this podcast right after what you said. Deborah, you're going to be coming back to the bootcamp, right? To speak
Yeah.
at the alumni panel in a couple of weeks.
I'm super excited, and thank you so much for the invitation. I will be on the panel to talk a little bit of what we accomplished. We were completing 1 year in the bootcamp because it was in last August, so we are very excited with that.
Oh, we are too. And I think for the new bootcampers to meet you and to see that, like, hey, wait a second, this is possible. I mean, that's really the beauty of it for us. And I want to thank you for coming over. And I'm sure that many of our students will ask for you to come back, especially perhaps those that have interest in cancer research or the field of entrepreneurship in healthcare. And so maybe we'll have you back to talk about that in greater depths.
And sure, I will be loving to be here again. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Yeah, so guys, I hope you enjoyed this podcast with Deborah. Let us know what you think about it. Let us know if it shed some insight for you that you find valuable. Also tell us if we didn't ask questions that we should have asked that you would love to know about, and we'll bring Deborah back, and we'll hit it up for you guys so that you can be successful in the way that Deborah is, and in your own unique way. So thanks very much for tuning in, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. All right, take care.